Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our guided meditation today for Healthy Minds Innovations. My name is Stephanie Wagner, and I'm a trainer and program specialist for Healthy Minds, and I'm excited to guide you through our practice today. As we're getting started here, I wanted to invite you to share with me in the chat box where you live, as well as maybe a word that describes how you're feeling today. It means a lot if you would do that. It helps me feel like I'm not alone in this virtual space. And as I'm waiting to see the chats come through, let me just tell you a little bit about who we are at Healthy Minds Innovations if you're new to us. We're a nonprofit that's affiliated with a research institution at the University of Wisconsin-Madison called the Center for Healthy Minds. And what we do is we translate the scientific insights coming out of the Center for Healthy Minds into tools to help people both cultivate as well as measure well-being. We have an app, which is a step-by-step guided training program for the mind. It is freely offered due to the generosity of our donors. And so if you're inspired to learn more about the Healthy Minds model of well-being and the types of practices that we lead here during these sessions, please check out our app. You'll learn a lot and you'll have access to a lot of great information and guided practice. So I mentioned just a moment ago, we have a unique model of well-being. It's called the Healthy Minds Framework. It has 4 different dimensions, which are awareness, connection, insight, and purpose. And within each of these dimensions of well-being, there's a set of skills that are both trainable, as well as science points to that they're beneficial to well-being. We've been focused during the month of January around the dimension of awareness. And so there are really 3 different sets of skills that we're training in the area of awareness. We're focused on learning mindfulness, directing attention, as well as self-awareness. So today, our practice theme is going to be all about self-awareness, but particularly learning how to see our emotions. So wonderful to see those of you that are here with me. Thank you so much for sharing. We've got people from all over the place: Chicago, Wisconsin, Germany. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. So let's just talk about why we would want to cultivate self-awareness. So self-awareness essentially is the skill of being able to turn mindfulness in and see the internal landscape of our thoughts and emotions. And this can be really useful because when we are able to bring our thoughts and emotions into conscious awareness, we can have some power of choosing how we relate to them. So self-awareness is really instrumental in things like emotional regulation. When our emotions and thoughts go unexamined or unseen in our mind, they very much drive our habitual behavior. And so through practice, we can begin to see them. And it's almost like we're stepping out of the river of our thoughts and emotions, and we're able to actually see the thoughts and emotions with some space, being able to sort of put ourselves in the driver's seat of our own mind and being able to make a choice about how we respond in these moments where we may be reactive to something that's happening in our lives. So what we're going to practice doing today is we're going to practice the skill of seeing our emotions. So let's go ahead and get started. I think we'll practice for about 20 minutes or so. We'll start grounding ourselves in some mindful awareness, and then we'll move into the practice of watching our emotions. So go ahead and find yourself in a comfortable seated posture. If you choose to lay down today, that's absolutely fine too. Most important thing here is that your spine is straight and your body is relaxed. You might want to place your feet on the floor. Your hands can be at your sides or on your lap. And you can choose to practice with your eyes open or your eyes closed. And take a couple of deep breaths here. As you exhale, you can let go of any of the busyness from your day or your evening. Allow the mind and body to relax. And now take a moment to reflect on your motivation for coming to meditate today. Take a moment to just reflect on that motivation in your mind. See if you can connect with a motivation that extends beyond your own well-being, and see if you can connect with this idea that we're practicing not just to benefit ourselves, but to benefit others as well, knowing that our practice has a positive ripple effect to those around us. And so let's ground our practice in a moment of mindful awareness by doing a brief body scan. Simply bring your attention to the muscles in your face, bringing awareness to whatever sensations you're feeling in your jaw, your eyes, your forehead. You might notice tension or maybe even little sensation. Whatever is happening is okay. Simply know the sensation. And then bring awareness down to your neck and your shoulders, and your chest and your belly. Notice whatever sensations are happening in the mid part of your body. Not trying to fix or change our experience in any way. Notice those moments when your mind's gotten distracted, no longer present and aware of the sensations in the body, and gently bring attention back to the sensations in your chest, your belly, and your shoulders. And then bring your attention down to the lower half of your body. Notice the sensations of feeling supported wherever you're seated or lying down. Notice what that feels like. Notice the feelings of your feet. And then you can let go of the body scan and just allow your mind to rest for a moment in a sense of effortless presence, not paying attention to anything in particular. And so we'll move into the main part of our practice, which is working with emotions. So we're going to do this in 3 steps. We're going to name the emotion, explore the emotion, and be with the emotion. So take a moment to tune in and notice any emotions that are present. And as you're doing this, simply label the emotion in your mind. I feel happy, anxious, nothing, whatever's happening, just labeling the emotion in your mind. And once you label the emotion, you can begin to explore how the emotion is showing up in your body. Labeling the sensations in the body. I feel tension in my forehead. I feel tension around my eyes. So whatever sensations you're experiencing as a result of the emotion, see if you can connect with them and label them at your own pace. And as you're labeling these sensations, see what you notice. We're not aiming to change the sensations here. Simply paying attention. What happens when we see them and when we label them. Notice when your mind has wandered and has disconnected from this exploration of the sensations in the body, and gently redirect to once again exploring these sensations connected to your emotion. And if there's no emotion present, you can simply allow the mind to rest. And now you can explore any thoughts that are present. Again, noting thoughts. I am thinking. You can even explore the inner tone of the thoughts. These thoughts are unpleasant. These thoughts are pleasant. Take a moment to explore and label the thoughts. And now we'll move on to the third step, which is being with the emotion. So let go of any effort and allow yourself to be aware allowing the emotions to be as they are, not trying to fix or change any of your experience. Simply rest and allow the feelings and emotions to come and go. And as you're in this practice of being, thoughts may come, thoughts may go. Allow them to come, allow them to go. Noticing those moments of distraction as success. You've reconnected with awareness. Come back to the state of being with emotions and thoughts just as they are. Okay, let's try these 3 steps again. So, reconnect with noticing whatever emotions are present and name them. Name them in your mind. There may be multiple emotions, and that's okay. I feel joy. I feel neutral. I feel tired. Whatever it is. And then moving into exploring the different parts of the emotion, labeling physical sensations in the body. I feel openness in my forehead or tension in my throat. Take a moment or two to explore the sensations of the emotion. You can explore thoughts that are present. Label the thoughts as you see them. Each time you see a thought, I am thinking. You can also begin to explore sort of the inner tone of your experience, positive, neutral, unpleasant. You can label that too. And if there are those moments where you've gotten caught up in the experience, no longer connected with awareness, you can come back to this process and just do it at your own pace, naming the emotion, exploring the thought and emotion. And when you feel like it's run its course, be with the emotion. So work with these 3 steps now for the last minute or two at your own pace. Remembering that we're not trying to change our experience or get rid of our emotions, we're seeing them. We're bringing them into awareness, seeing that they're made up of different parts, sensations in the body, thoughts, inner tone, just seeing it all. And then giving it space to simply be. So if you haven't had the chance just now, letting go of the exploration and allowing the mind to rest in a state of natural presence. There's a sense of just being here in this moment, but not focused on anything in particular. And within this space of being present, you may notice thoughts bubble up or emotions bubble up, and you can allow them to be. And let's just set the intention that after this practice, that for the rest of today, we will do our best to bring awareness to emotions, to be able to see their parts, to be able to allow them space, and to try and connect with awareness of emotions as much as we can throughout the day. And if your eyes have been closed, you can open your eyes. All right, how was that? I would like to hear from you in the chat box. If there's something maybe that you learned about yourself during this experience, I invite you to share in the chat box, or you can even just share a word about how that was for you. What we just did was we practiced the skill of self-awareness using mental noting of emotions. So there were 3 steps. We named the emotions, so we bring awareness to any emotions that are present, positive, negative, or neutral. We name it in our mind, and then we begin the exploration. We begin to take a look and see that the emotion is indeed comprised of parts. We've got physical sensations, we have thoughts, we've got sort of an inner tone. Even those thoughts are comprised of different aspects like words or images. And so what we can do is we can use this mental noting, again, to label the sensations in the body, the thoughts, the inner tone. And then we can simply let go of the noting and allow the mind to rest, not paying attention to anything in particular, not trying to fix, alter, or change our experience of the emotions, but simply allowing our minds to rest in this state of awareness. And within that awareness, things may arise, self-critic, emotion, thoughts, again, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, doesn't matter. You can simply allow those thoughts and emotions to come and go as you're resting your mind. So the idea is here that through intentionally looking and seeing our thoughts and emotions, that we can begin to see how much these are bubbling underneath our experience all the time, how we have a tendency to respond from habit. And by bringing them into conscious awareness, we begin to develop the capacity to regulate ourselves, to be able to respond differently. So rather than be reacting from a place of habit, we respond from a place of our values, perhaps things like bringing forth compassion and generosity and kindness into our interactions, even in those moments where we may be caught up in those challenging emotions. So if you're interested in learning more, you can, of course, go to our website, hminnovations.org. I'm just going to take a peek here. I see some people sharing in the chat. Thank you so much. So being more self-aware about emotions in this way seems to open up the possibility of self-compassion. Absolutely. Fabulous, relaxing, still difficult, somewhat with an upset stomach. Sorry to hear that. Great. Working with some agitation, feels like a quickening or rushing in the core. Awesome, wonderful awareness. All emotions will pass on their own. Eventually, yes, that is true. Can begin to see the impermanent nature and the changing nature of emotions. So thank you so much. I encourage you to download the app, this step-by-step training program of the mind, freely offered by the generosity of our donors. Once again, you can see the website here, hminnovations.org. I also want to extend a personal invitation to our first ever Healthy Minds retreat that is happening at the beginning of February. You can see the link in the chat. We're going to be focused on cultivating healthy relationships. And when we talk about healthy relationships, we're not just referring to relationships that are, romantic in nature. We're talking about relationships with ourselves, relationships with our families, relationships with the world around us, people that we don't know, and beginning to widen that circle of compassion into those relationships that even are very challenging for us. So I will be co-facilitating this retreat with Courtland Dahl. It's a 3-hour retreat filled with lots of practice, and would love for the opportunity to connect. And thanks so much, Kelly. It's nice to see you on here. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. I miss you too. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and look forward to connecting soon.